Senator from Maryland.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I want to applaud the senator from Alaska for his comments. I agree completely with his statements, and I think his amendment making it clear that we expect the 2% to be honored by all member states is something that we all should welcome and agree to. So I thank you for your leadership. I also thank you for how you have articulated the importance of NATO to our national security. NATO is a transatlantic security partnership that has served our national security interests so well for so many years since the end of World War II. And today we're going to have a chance to vote to expand the NATO alliance by adding Finland and Sweden. I hope all my colleagues will support that. I will point out Finland already exceeds the 2% that Senator Sullivan is talking about, a percentage of their GDP that they're spending on defense. So I think this is another reason why we have countries that we want to add to the alliance. We have 30 strong now. This will even be stronger with Finland and Sweden being added to the NATO alliance. But, Madam President, what is unique about the two countries that we'll have a chance to vote on in a few moments is that they give us added value to our alliance. They make our alliance stronger. It's in our national security interest to include Finland and Sweden. They add value militarily and economically to this alliance. The geostrategic location of these two countries are critically important to our national security. Just think for a moment about the threats to the Baltic nations that we've seen by Russia, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Think about where Poland has been threatened because of Russia's aggression in Ukraine. Adding Finland and Sweden will help us round out the security alliance necessary to provide the security that we need. Both of these countries are already committed to interoperability with the NATO alliance. They've already are familiar with how NATO's process and procedures are utilized. So we have two countries that are ready from day one to be active participants in the alliance. They both participate in regular participation and training exercises with NATO and U.S. forces. Both Sweden and Finland have done that. They have contributed troops. Sweden's contributed troops to the NATO-led operations in Kosovo, to Afghanistan, to Iraq. So we have countries that have already stepped up to help us in security and now will be a formal part of the security alliance. They'll add also a dimension that is important for us in regards to winter warfare. The cold response winter warfare exercises have been participated. Finland has the Arctic capabilities that are going to be critically important to us as we move forward. So we're adding value to the NATO alliance as well as expanding the number of countries. I want to mention one other area in cyber and misinformation. We have two countries that have been very active in being victimized by the misinformation campaign by Russia. They are very much, Sweden has a psychological defense agency that they created in 2016 that's going to be important for us. As we know, Mr. Putin uses every weapon in his arsenal, including misinformation, in order to try to bring down democratic states. We know that in Sweden's case, they are already taking decisive action to counter the misinformation. And Finland has an anti-fake news initiative, which is absolutely fascinating. They recognize that Russia is trying to invade their country through misinformation, and they have an active way of defending against it. So as I said earlier, we have two countries that will add value to the alliance. The timing here couldn't be better. We have stood up an international resolve to support Ukraine in the invasion by Russia. Expanding NATO at this moment is a clear message to Mr. Putin that we stand with the democratic countries of Europe, and we are prepared to expand our NATO alliance to guarantee their protection. So these two stalwart democratic nations, Finland and Sweden, have been robust partners to the United States and Europe on countless fronts. They have provided humanitarian aid to many countries in need, including Ukraine during the unprovoked invasion by Russia. Combined, Finland and Sweden have provided over $120 million in military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine between February and June of 2022. These two nations have also shown a commitment to democratic governance, ranking third and fourth, respectively, on the Global Democracy Index of 2020, according to Economist Group. So we have two of the leading democratic states. Finland and Sweden have proven time and time again that they have the defense capabilities and commitment to democracy in Europe that make them essential NATO allies. The Senate must act now to bolster this global peace and security by voting in favor of Finland and Sweden's accession to the North Atlantic Treaty, and I urge my colleagues to do that. Madam President, I would ask that in a separate section from these remarks that I be permitted to enter comments about the one-year anniversary of the fall of Afghanistan, pointing out that the Biden administration has been able to assist in the evacuation of so many American citizens, some people that helped our U.S. mission, those that were involved in the democratic reforms in that country, but there's still a mission that we need to participate in to save people. So I would ask consent that those comments be included in a separate part of the record.
Without objection.
With that, Madam President, I would yield the floor.